boys and girls, it's Monday night, 10 o'clock. You know what time it is? Because I just told you. It's time for the Netfix, the show where we tell you everything that's coming to Netflix into streaming this week in the U.S. Sorry, Canada. I am Josh, joined once again by my lovely co-host, Ben. What's up, man?
Hello.
Well, I think we have quite the show lined up for you tonight. Whole lot of stuff's been going down. Been watching a whole lot of stuff. That's, well, considering my day job is wrapped very tightly around the school year's schedule, then yeah, when school's not in session, I'm going to have a lot of free time. So that's what I've been doing with it. I've been watching a lot of movies on all sorts of streaming platforms. But tonight we're here to talk about Netflix. Ben, has there been anything in particular you've been watching this week?
This week I have watched Warrior Nun. I have mixed feelings about that show. I liked the first 5 episodes, and I didn't much care for the series and the remainder part of the last 5. But I am looking forward to see if they can actually, I don't know, tighten up the plot. In the second season, if it gets renewed. I don't know at this point if it will. And I started the new TV show Cursed. I'm on episode 3 right now. I got it paused. And already blown away. First episode, done. I'm sold. Second episode, I like where this is going. I got the same feeling I got about this TV show the same way I got when I was watching The Witcher. I was like, ooh, I like where this is going. Different tone. But I'm excited to see where they take this little twist on the whole Merlin and King Arthur mythology. I'm loving it so far.
Well, that's good. I guess we could just jump into recommendations. Are any one of those on your recommendations list this week?
No, but I got 4 new recommendations that are coming out this week. What do you want to start? Original?
Let's go with original.
All right. I've been looking forward to this for a very long time. This was maybe pushed back 5-6 months due to COVID, and I'm so happy it's back, ladies and gentlemen. Season 3 of the cult classic Norsemen. Norsemen returns for its 3rd season. Synopsis is: in 790 AD, the Vikings of Norheim have a hectic schedule that includes pillaging, plundering, and enslaving others while solving problems through violence in this dark comedy sitcom. I can't wait to watch it again. I just really missed it. I binged watched season 1 and season 2 literally like 10 days ago. I just can't stop laughing about this show.
Well, that's definitely one we're going to be able to talk about a little bit more later. My original is the series Love. Netflix original, created by Judd Apatow. Paul Rust, starring Paul Rust and Gillian Jacobs, whom you might know from Community. You know, as the blonde girl. It is a series that, as I watched it when it came out, it kind of hit home in a lot of ways, especially, you know, as you're in relationships with, you know, different types of people, and to see the story of these two people that may or may not be right for each other, and how their relationship unfolds is, I mean, it was spellbinding to me. So I highly recommend Love.
Okay.
Right, TV.
All right, TV show. I got. Actually, I gave you the wrong one. I actually gave you. I actually just gave you the TV show. Crap. Okay.
Your TV recommendation was a Netflix original.
Yeah. Well, I read the wrong thing. Uh, okay. So my TV, my Netflix original is actually a movie called Animal Crackers. It's an animated movie.
Okay.
Uh, it's the synopsis reads as enchanted animal crackers turn Owen into whatever shape he eats. But to save his family, Circus, he'll have to keep them out of the clutches of his evil uncle's hands. Voice actors starring include Emily Blunt, John Krasinski, and Ian McKellen. It looks like a good family movie. And it looks like a Pixar movie. It has pretty decent 3D graphics. Animal Crackers.
Yeah, that's going to be going on my watch list for the sake of the kids.
I
At
mean,
least
I
that's my
love
story.
Emily Blunt and John Krasinski. Who doesn't love the both of them? My God, I
I have
can't
no
wait
idea.
for the sequel of their horror film. Oh,
Well, my TV recommendation is one that I might have mentioned at some point before on this show,
mhm.
but I don't think I've actually recommended it as a recommendation since we started doing these officially. That's The Good Place,
Mm.
a NBC series created by Michael Schur. You might know him from writing for The Office, creating Parks and Rec, that kind of comedy. So if you, like, okay, you ever wondered what happens after you die? Well, a few people they've died and gone on to what happens next, and nicely enough, they're greeted by Ted Danson. No, not playing himself or anything, but it's about a group of people that are trying to figure out their roles in the afterlife, especially in this particular instance, when a couple of them feel like they shouldn't be there at all. And since every season is now available, that I couldn't recommend it highly enough. It was one of those series that grabbed my attention and just held on to me the whole way. It's a comedy, worth every minute spent watching it. And as someone from Jacksonville, or at least I reside in Jacksonville, their references are insane. Since one of the characters, one of the characters is Jason.
Jason.
He's upset. Well, he's from Jacksonville. He's obsessed with the Jaguars, and like Ben said, you hear him say, talking about Blake Bortles a lot. And I got to be honest, I don't know if one of the writers is from Jacksonville and hates it, or is from Jacksonville and loves it so much, to give it the shout out. But it definitely makes the hometown look interesting. So, The Good Place. And finally, your movie recommendation, Ben.
I've been waiting for this for so long because I knew it was coming to Netflix, so that's why I didn't want to go and watch it on the online somewhere. It's the final movie in this long-standing franchise, one of the most legendary martial arts uh, movie series of all time. It is Ip Man 4, the finale. Ip Man travels to San Francisco with his son and wrestles with tensions between martial arts masters and his star pupil, Bruce Lee. Starring the legendary Donnie Yen, Wu Yu, and Vanessa Wu. I cannot wait for Ip Man 4, the finale, Josh. Been waiting for this for so long. I
Yeah, I've
liked
been
Ip
waiting for
Man.
it too.
I think it was Ip Man 2 or Ip Man 3 Donnie Yen as Ip Man was fighting Mike Tyson. Highlight of the film, man. Highlight of the film. It was awesome. I love the Ip Man movies. Have you seen any of them? I highly recommend it.
I have not seen any of them.
Ip
I've been
Man
waiting for the
is
final
the
one to come out
master.
so I can just go straight through.
Okay. Ip Man is the real life master of Bruce Lee. And the movie series chronicles Master Ip's story. It chronicles his story, and it's just amazing, amazing Chinese cinematography as well. I cannot wait for this. I think I'm gonna cry at the end. No, I'm kidding.
Well, my movie recommendation is it's not as action-packed as Ip Man. In fact, all of the sparring is done verbally. That's right. I'm recommending a movie with Sorkin-like back and forths with the dialogue. And it is straight up. It's I guess you could say it's a romantic comedy. And the tagline is, if this makes any sense to you, he might be gay, she might not care. Written and directed by James Sweeney. When I watched this, I didn't know what to expect when I turned it on. It just seemed like an interesting premise. I saw the little 1-minute preview that they play before you hit the button, and it involved Todd and Rory, the two characters, meeting in the library, and I was like, wow, I like the dialogue here, the sparring there. I kind of have to watch this now. As a writer, I'd love some good dialogue. With cameos by Randall Park tossed in there. Straight up, basically tells the story of Todd, who is trying to deal with his sexuality. He doesn't quite know what he is. And he meets Rory, who is having issues of her own, but they're both very smart people. And, they kind of come to realize, sex or no sex, they enjoy spending time together. So they kind of give it a shot. And Todd's friends, they're like, but you're gay. And he's like, no, I'm not. If anything, I might be bisexual. So it's definitely a fun and interesting romp as they try to figure out what they are. So straight up. I give it 4.5 stars on Letterboxd. Most people gave it 3. I guess I just enjoyed it more than everybody else. All right. I guess then right now we should hop into what's coming out. If you were paying attention last week, you know that last night, The Last Dance, the ESPN docuseries about the Chicago Bulls rolled out, a.k.a. The Michael Jordan Show. So we're going to start here with tonight, the 20th, and the first thing on the list is Ashley Garcia, Genius in Love, Part 2. So the expanding universe of Ashley Garcia is a comedy series created by Mario Lopez, and it follows a character named Ashley Garcia, and she's basically a genius, and it's about her world and what goes on in it. I say "and" a lot. I have to stop that. So part 2 of this season is coming out today So after the show, if this is something you want to get into, make sure you hop on over to Netflix and start streaming season 2. That comes out. That is out. That's out now. Tomorrow, if you like German comedy, How to Sell Drugs Online Fast season 2 is out. The show synopsis reads: to impress his former girlfriend, a needy teen starts selling drugs online out of his bedroom and soon becomes one of Europe's biggest dealers. So, I don't know how funny it is to sell drugs, but weed's lasted a long time. How to Sell Drugs Online, Season 2. Also, coming out tomorrow on the 21st of July, as been mentioned, Ip Man 4, the finale. Ip Man and his son encounter racial discrimination after traveling to the United States to seek a better life. That's the more or less short and sweet of what it's about, starring Donnie Yen. Directed by Wilson Yip. Is there anything else you want to add before we go on? It does have a 4.8 out of 5 audience rating right now.
No, other than that, Bruce Lee is part of the plot. That's about it. Ip Man movies is martial arts heaven. And that's all I got to say about that.
All right, cool. If you're into stand-up comedy, Netflix original comedy special coming out, Jack Whitehall, I'm Only Joking, British humor. I didn't watch the trailer for it, so I can't really give you any of the jokes. But you know what?
He has some ties into what we do. Isn't he Tony Khan's boy? He had 2 stints. Jack Whitehall did 2 stints in AEW. The biggest stint he had was introducing the Bret the Hitman Hart, who came out with the AEW World Title.
That was him.
When they debuted it. Yeah, it was Jack Whitehall. Jack Whitehall is all in with All Elite Wrestling.
Wow, I didn't connect the dots before.
Yeah, Josh, come on, man. Because the team that Tony Khan owns, the soccer team, those are, Jack Whitehall has connections with that soccer team too.
Wow. Small world, man. Small world.
It's like all these guys talk about on the Netflix is anything that connects to their pro wrestling podcast, man. What's
you mean
next?
The Backstage Slam?
Big Show's gonna have his own sitcom? Oh, actually, he does. What the hell, man?
You're talking about the Backstage Slam, the show that we do every Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, and 4 p.m. Hawaiian, right here at SemiCorePods.com?
Yeah.
Is that the show you're talking about?
That show.
Okay, yeah. If it connects to it, we'll talk about it and make mention that, wrestling fans should tune into the Backstage Slam, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Hawaiian every Saturday night. But we're not going to do it egregiously or, without warning. It has to.
I am not looking
flow
forward
right into it.
I'm not looking forward to this weekend show.
Just
unless something amazing happens on Wednesday, I'm not looking forward to talking about the things we're going to be talking about.
Just bring some toilet paper because we're going to be taking a dump.
I got baby wipes.
Speaking of baby wipes, also coming on the 21st, Street Food, Latin America.
Oh, wow.
It's a docuseries about Latin food on the street. Not like
I watched
on
the
the
Korean
street,
version
but-
of that. I like watching street foods. In fact, my friend's going to be sending me a link to this website that has a particular, what do you call that? Street food in Japan, all over Japan. So I'm definitely gonna mark that down, Josh. I like watching street food shows now. I don't know why.
Well, Latin America gets represented this time.
Maybe it's the frothing at the mouth. I'm like,
And that's everything that's coming on the 21st. On the 22nd, we have 61. It is a 2001 biopic, or biopic, however you want to say it. And it's an American sports drama, written and directed by Billy Crystal, and stars Barry Pepper as Roger Maris and Thomas Jane as Mickey Mantle on their quest to break Babe Ruth's 1927 single-season home run record of 60 during the 61 season of the Yankees. So 61 is coming. If you're a baseball fan and I've been watching a lot of biopics lately, mostly about Hollywood, that kind of thing, Trumbo, And this will be one that is high on my list of things to watch on Netflix. Although I could have watched it in any number of places before then, I don't know. I haven't. So that's going to be one I'm looking forward to on the 22nd. Also on the 22nd, Fear City in New York versus the Mafia. It's a true crime docuseries from the creators of Don't F With Cats, Netflix original. It's about the 5 families that ruled New York with a bloody fist in the 70s and 80s until a group of federal agents tried the unthinkable, taking them down. You said you're starting to getting into true crime stuff.
Yeah, and I was about to say, New York right now is not doing too well. In fact, everything that you brought up about the TV show, it sounds like they're bringing it retro style right now. Police brutality is through the roof there and in Portland, Oregon. It's crazy. It's still going on.
And not to get super political, but I mean, somebody has to know that sending in federal agents that aren't marked, that aren't, what's the word I'm looking for?
Federal agents dressed up in BDUs.
They're just grabbing people and taking them somewhere, and then what? That's it's really weird.
Like,
I mean, nobody can think that's okay, right?
Going to be doing a TV show about the gangs of New York. You might as well be doing a doc. I bet you Netflix does a docu-series on 2020 and not having anything to do with COVID, but with the whole, the whole, all the riots and everything associated with BLM. Could be number 1 on Netflix, guarantee. The most watched thing on Netflix that year that thing comes out. Netflix.
I hate living in history.
You want a winner? You want to win an Emmy? There you go. I just gave you an idea.
Living in historic times really sucks.
Yep. Kids are suffering the most. I don't know about Florida, but it looks like Hawaii is going to be pushing the start of the school year back even further. Right now, they're
trying to push it up here.
Our mayor is thinking about pushing it till the end of September.
We've got the biggest spikes of this whole thing going right now, and as my job's union representative was on the news this morning, they haven't given us any answers on how they're going to keep us safe, let alone the children.
It's like you got leadership telling people you don't need to wear a mask. It's causing things to prolong itself.
You know what?
I seen this tweet. I seen this tweet.
Okay.
I think this will shock you. South
Mhm.
Korea has 52 million people, right? Hawaii has 1.4 across 6 inhabited islands. We have 1.4 million people. Okay. Yesterday's tweet, I'm pulling it up right now. Okay. 52 million people in South Korea. 2 cases of COVID-19. And everybody's wearing a mask. I mean, they're playing baseball. You know, our favorite K-pop artists are back on music shows. Everybody behind the scenes is wearing masks. And it's like South Korea is back to normal. Everybody's wearing masks. 2 weeks straight, South Korea, not less than 10, one digit. Okay? 52 million people. They're averaging 3 COVID cases over the last 8 weeks because everybody's wearing masks. Hawaii, 1.4 million people. One of the smallest in the United States. We're averaging 15 cases a week for the last 8 weeks. Yesterday we had a better record, 11 confirmed cases, but still, Josh, 54 million people averaging a country, 52 million people averaging single digits over the last 2 months, while my state isolated, one of the best, by the way, with the lowest, unfortunately for me, I was a casualty, but one of the lowest in the United States, one of the best in the United States. We're averaging less than 20 a day. Why? Because we still got knuckleheads running around these islands. We got people traveling, tourists traveling here, not abiding by the law about wearing a mask even when you're at the beach. It's just mind-blowing why people cannot just wear masks. Everybody's taking everything for granted. South Korea, everybody should be like you. Every country should be like yours. Said everybody is like discombobulated. So good job to all the countries that are averaging less than 10 COVID cases per day. I salute you. America, we're probably the worst.
Oh, most definitely. And to wrap this back around to the show, this is the reason we're not getting new content. This is why productions are at a standstill. Because nothing can be made during a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Studios, everybody will put everything on hold. So their people don't get sick. And a company should be looking out for the best interests of its employees. But sadly, that's not the times we live in. So I'm gonna continue on with also on the 22nd, Love on the Spectrum. It's a docuseries exploring how the world of dating is for those on the autistic spectrum. I think that sounds like an interesting series, Netflix original, and definitely going to go on my list. Not because I'm into dating shows, because I'm not, but just the added twist of that of making it about those on the spectrum, it kind of makes it must-see viewing, in my opinion.
What's the name of the show again?
Love on the Spectrum.
And the synopsis is, sorry, your audio cut out a little bit.
Oh, it's a docuseries exploring how the world of dating is for those on the autistic spectrum.
Autistic?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Because I'm a fan of the TV show Atypical.
I think, especially now, people are interested in learning more about what life is like for people that live with autism. And what brought about this, I don't know, but it's definitely not a bad thing to put some attention on, to shine a light on, and hopefully it will help people understand, what it's like, because there has been a lot of, I don't want to say intolerance. Intolerance seems to be it's a really strong word for it, but a lot of people don't have the patience to deal with somebody that is working with autism. So hopefully, you're able to see a little bit what it's like for this person that you're so quick to dismiss or you get frustrated with, because they have a hard time relating to typical social conventions.
There's currently on Netflix a Korean drama that I've been watching that I purposely haven't talked about because I was waiting for it to finish in the next 4 weeks. It's called "It's Okay to Not Be Okay."
I've heard about this.
And the main character's older brother, the main character's older brother has autism, and the main character's love interest also has a social deficiency where she's basically psycho. And the main character has to deal with juggling the weight of having to care for his older brother who is autistic, and as well as deal with the woman who is in love with him, who has like this vicious dark side and doesn't know how to carry and handle other human beings. So when Josh brought up that show recommendation, it immediately struck a chord with me because I'm also watching a TV show that hits on pretty much the same wavelength. No problem. It's all good. So yeah, there's a good amount of content that deals with autism all over the spectrum. And I can't, and I can't wait to check that one out. It's actually piquing my interest.
Well, you'll be able to do that on Wednesday, the 22nd of July. But unfortunately, you're going to have a problem because you also want to be streaming Norseman Season 3.
I'm actually going to save that for Saturday or Sunday.
Okay, so you can just go straight through it?
Well, because the episodes are like half an hour long. They're not like 40 to 50 minutes. So they're like the same length as like The Ranch.
Okay, yeah, long. The Ranch, crazy how just random the runtime seemed to be.
Yeah.
Also on the 22nd, you have Signs, Season 1. It's a police drama from Poland, Netflix original.
Oh, when you said Signs, I thought you were talking about that Aliens movie.
Nope, I'm talking about a Polish police drama. Also, on the 22nd, it's The Letter Reader, directed by Sibusio Kusawayo. I probably butchered the hell out of that, and I'm sorry. And starring Andili Gumbi and Bale Machini. Long story short, it is a South African short film.
July has been filled with a lot of content from South Africa.
I'm not really sure what it's about, to be honest, because there is no description other than it's 29 minutes and it's a short drama. Written and directed by Subusiso Kuswayo. If you're into documentaries, especially documentaries about hip-hop, there's the remix, hip-hop. Words, right? The remix, hip-hop cross fashion. It's a documentary on how hip-hop changed fashion. So, if that's something that's up your alley, you'll be able to check that out on the 22nd. And it looks pretty interesting. And I will definitely be watching that one. Spotlight is the final thing coming out on the 22nd. Although, what's on Netflix does not appear to know which version it is. Most likely the 2015 version that was directed by Tom McCarthy, starred Mark Ruffalo and Michael Keaton, Liv Schreiber, and Rachel McAdams, Stanley Tucci, about the Boston Globe reporters that were investigating the allegations of an unfrocked priest accused of molesting more than 80 boys. And if you want to have something else from Netflix that ties into this, there is the Patriot Act with Hassan Minhaj. And they did a really great episode about how it is local papers breaking big stories, and the major networks just cover what the papers say, essentially. So both things worth checking out. That's everything on the 22nd. Moving on to the 23rd, the Larva Island movie, a Netflix original kids animated movie based on the hit series. Chuck returns home and talks to a reporter about life on the island with zany larva pals, Red and Yellow. So that is coming on the 23rd. That would be Thursday. And that's the only thing coming on Thursday. So
I was looking at the cast for that, and I noticed that there's some notable South Korean names. Is that an anime made from Korea, or I couldn't tell.
You want to know if it is a South Korean movie?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking?
I know it's an animation, but I seen the cast for that, the voice cast, and there's a bunch of South Korean names that I recognize on it. So I was wondering if it's an international animation.
It is definitely an international film.
Okay.
It is in Korean.
Thought so.
Let's see, moving on to the 24th. Acantar, Sing on Spain. It's a singing reality series, a Spanish singing contest reality series. Netflix original. And another one that Ben mentioned, Animal Crackers. Netflix original coming on the 24th, yeah. And 2017. And I don't know what else to add. A family must use a magical box of animal crackers to save from a dumb circus and be taken over by the evil uncle. Yeah. John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, Danny DeVito, Ian McKellen, Sylvester Stallone. They definitely got quite the cast to do the voice acting. Also, on the 24th, Double World. The 2019 film, action, adventure, fantasy.
Yep, it's a martial arts film.
It's set in a fictional universe comprising 10 nations, seeing the neighboring country become more and more powerful. A warlord organizes a competition to reveal the best warriors, directed by Teddy Chan, nominated for the Hong Kong Film Award for Best Visual Effects, and the Hong Kong Film Award for Best Action Choreography. So, if you're looking for some martial arts, this appears to be...
Think Hunger Games, but with super crazy martial arts moves in midair because they use a lot of the crane and an invisible wire to do their aerial assault moves. It's nuts. It's a visual eyegasm. Oh, I'm gonna watch it again. I'm gonna bookmark it. I didn't know they were bringing it to Netflix, Josh. I hope it's. I hope there's English subs because I watched it in full Cantonese. I didn't understand a word, but I just like blown away. I watch martial arts movies even without English subs. Care. I love martial arts movies. One of my favorites of all time. I even watched the series, which ended, I believe. And there's a spin-off, but it's a musical now. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure I'm gonna I'll watch the first episode, and if there's too much singing, because my weakest genre is musicals. Not because I find it boring. I just like I fall asleep real easy, like real easy. When there's a lot of music in movies, I fall asleep. Um,
I'm
but
sure unless it was a musical based around nothing but K-pop, you'd probably.
probably I would probably be bopping. Uh,
So for those that may not have heard it before, it is Dragon's Rescue Rider: Secrets of the Song Wing coming on the 24th. Also that same day, Natasha 2016 documentary about Natalia Oreiro. She's the only performer from. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm getting the right thing here. Yeah. She has become a popular symbol, and it's about a singer, a Latin American performer who, despite language and cultural barriers, has become a popular symbol in countries like the Czech Republic, Poland, Russia, and Israel. This film is an attempt to uncover the phenomenon. So that's coming on the 24th. Also on the 24th, Nimbe, the movie. It's a Nigerian drama. Okay. It stars Rachel Okonkwo, Chimezi Imo, Odunlade Adekola, Toyin Aimaku, and it is a Nigerian film.
I gotta give it to you, man. The pronunciation, the effort, A+.
Well, I try.
You know,
So, thanks.
I remember back in the days when I couldn't even say Chiwetel Ejiofor's name at the beginning when he first started getting famous.
Let's see. A Spanish crime thriller, Offering to the Storm, Ofrenda a la Tormenta, is coming on the 24th. Netflix original, Romance Doll. That sounds like it might be something up your alley.
It's a Japanese drama.
Yes,
Japan drama.
It's about a predestined love and marriage for Sonoko and Tutsuo. They tied the knot and became husband and wife, and no questions asked. All is well then. Or all is well then. Okay.
It's
weird.
It's a very raunchy. Well, the husband builds basically sex dolls, and the wife has a like a dark personality that the husband doesn't know about at first. Pretty intriguing stuff.
It certainly
If I
seems
say any more, it's
interesting.
gonna spoil the whole show.
Well, I don't want anything spoiled. That's for certain. The Kissing Booth 2, Netflix original film. For those of you that enjoyed the first one, it's back. Starring Joey King. After a romantic summer together, Noah is off to Harvard and Elle heads back to high school for her senior year. So basically, if you haven't seen The Kissing Booth, you might want to watch that first. Netflix original. You can find it on Netflix, instant streaming. That does it for the 24th, and we're going to leave it this last day, the 26th, with 2018's Banana Split. After a messy breakup with her high school boyfriend, April strikes up an unexpected friendship with his new girlfriend, Clara, starring Dylan Sprouse. You know Dylan Sprouse, right?
That name sounds so familiar.
The Sweet Life?
Doesn't he have a twin brother?
Yeah, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
And the twin brother is on Riverdale, right?
I think so.
And they both played the son in one of my favorite. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay.
So he's still working. He's still doing things.
Good for them. Good for them.
Excuse me. And that is on the 26th. Also when it is Liana Liberato, Hannah Marks. Finally, only one thing left. And quite frankly, I don't know if this show needs a whole lot of talking about, since the 10th season is showing up on Netflix. But Shameless, season 10, is going to be on Netflix on the 26th. If you haven't seen Shameless by now, shame on you.
I just
shame
finished
on me. I haven't seen
season 9 last month because I knew that the 10th season had ended a couple of months back, and I knew that they were going to put it up on there. I think this is the first season where they didn't have the main actress, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think you're probably right on that.
Because I remember in the last episode, she left. It was like, and then I read online that she decided to leave the show. So I was like, oh, it's going to be kind of interesting because she was the backbone, the heart and soul of the entire show.
Yeah, I definitely. I want to look for. I want to watch it all at once. But you know how my schedule is, because Shameless is not exactly a show that you should be watching with the kids.
Yeah, it's hard to sit through. Like season 3 or 4 was the only season where I could actually sit through the entire thing without any breaks at all, with no sleep, because it was so good. But then you could tell, like late in the later seasons, like the plot pacing gets all over the place. It's like, I think I can handle 3 episodes and then wait till tomorrow, watch 3 episodes, wait till tomorrow, watch 3 episodes. And that's basically what I've done for the last 4 seasons of the show. Don't get me wrong, it's still an awesome show, way better than the original British version, but I still say the show was at its best during the first 4 or 5 seasons.
Well, I will be checking it out for myself very, very shortly. I don't really know what else to add as far as Netflix content goes. So Ben, why don't you go ahead and plug your social media and Patreon and Twitch and such.
All right, you guys can find me on Twitter at YoBroMMO. You can follow my gaming channel on Twitch, which I will be starting up soon again after we update our internet later on this week. We get a free upgrade since Spectrum Hawaii has gave everybody a free upgrade in their internet speeds. So you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/YoBroMMO, and you can become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/YoBroMMO, which I have overhauled a little bit, and I will be redoing my YouTube channel, and I'll be renaming it soon. It could be Yo Bro Culture with a K, but I will let everybody know up to that, where I will be doing a lot of Asian content, K-pop content, anime, and kaiju movie content, with a lot of Japanese and Korean stuff for recommendations, reviews, reactions, and all the sort. And I might even sneak Josh in a couple of K-pop first reaction videos.
Yeah.
Through Patreon. So
I'll be more than happy to hop on there with you, man.
Heck yeah.
Well, I guess it's
By the
my
way,
turn.
Josh is going to react to Conan O'Brien's first ever and only K-pop music video right after this podcast.
Oh, I look forward to that. Whew. I guess it's my turn. I do have a Patreon, by the way. I just, I don't have anything to give, at the moment. I don't have extra content available. I don't know what to do yet. So
just put support Semicore Studios. Put like $1, $5, $10 stuff, and then whatever you get, then you can say, we can buy us a Zoom license.
Okay, yeah, sure. You have to help me set that up in a little bit. In the meantime, if you want to join us for our live shows every time we go live, you can go to semicorepods.com and join us in the chat. What shows are those, you might ask? Well, on Friday nights, it's the Wadcast with Brandon and myself, as we talk everything writers, actors, directors, and every set position in between, because we love the film industry and television industry, and we are writers that, although don't get paid for it, it's what we work towards. Every odd-numbered episode, it's just me and Brandon being odd. Every even-numbered episode, we have a very special guest join us from the industry that talk about their life stories, their career, and kind of give advice on what you need to do to help break into the business. Our last episode was tremendous with Brian Wallace. Lasted 2 hours, worth every second. If you get a chance to go back and listen to that, Brian was a wonderful guest, and you know what? Can't wait to have him on again at some point. So, the Wadcast. On Saturdays, it's the Backstage Slam with ya boy, me, and ya other boy, Ben, and every once in a while, ya boy, well, girl, Amber and Anna, they join us for the Backstage Slam, and we talk about pro wrestling. They, all of us, give our opinions on WWE, Impact, Ring of Honor, AEW, just whatever is popping off that week. We don't do recap shows. There are so many people that do it and do it incredibly well that whole thing's very saturated. So we just, find something we want to talk about it on the Backstage Slam. It's a wrestling podcast. Of course, every Monday you got us right here on the Netfix. By the way, every Semicore Studios podcast goes live at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, and 4 p.m. Hawaiian. You'd think I'd actually get it down with how many times I've said it so far. But SemicorePods.com is the place to join us live, join the chat. SemicoreStudios.com is the collection of all links and everything between. You can also visit BackstageSlam.com to listen to the episode live if you don't feel like joining the chat. as well as all sorts of other things. Like Semicore Studios on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter at SkidComic or at Semicore Studios or at WodcastPod. Go to thewodcast.com for all of the information about that show. There's just so much. I do a lot. I do a lot. Oh, of course. If you aren't listening live, then by all means, please leave a review wherever you're listening to it. Rate, review, subscribe so you can make sure to get every new episode as it comes out. And let other people know what you think about Semicore Studios podcasts. No matter what it is, no matter how much you like it, no matter how much you hate it. I hope you don't hate it.
Yeah. If you can't listen to us live, take us on the go by going to Semicore Studios on Spreaker and downloading any one of our podcast episodes.
Yeah. iTunes, Spreaker, Spotify, however you want to listen to us, we're there, and couldn't be more proud to be in your ear holes on a regular basis. Whew, I don't think there's anything else left to plug. So there we go. While you're watching and enjoying your Netflix this week, if you heard something on this show that piqued your interest and you watched it, hit us up either on Twitter or the Facebook page. Let us know that, hey, thanks for the recommendation. Or thanks for letting me know this was coming. Or screw you guys, you can all go to hell. Either way, reach out to us. Let us know that you're thinking about us in some way, shape, or form. Until next time, I'm Josh. That guy over there in Hawaii's Ben. And I hope you all have a good week.